They have an FY26 target. They've acquired remainder stake in contract logistics as well. And they say that the increasing trend of the EBITDA per quarter is something that could continue as far as contract logistics is concerned. But let's get back to the markets now and talk about some more stocks. Deven Choksey is sitting by with us patiently. Deven, I wanted your thoughts on Bajaj Auto because there are two very interesting notes that brokerages have come out with. So let me just put one of them on board. JP Morgan has written a note on Bajaj Auto where they speak about how the stock could re-rate this year. They have a target of 4,400, which is a big upside to the current market price. They have an overweight call as well. Now, they say that the company is getting very aggressive in electric vehicles. They are ramping up both their 2- and 3-wheeler segment. They are scaling up their Chetak EV volumes to 10,000 monthly run rate versus current 3,000 to 4,000 units. They're also looking to launch an EV 3-wheeler that's been coming a while, but now we understand that in April of this year, the launch could take place. So they're scaling up their EV business. Not just that, exports are perhaps likely to bottom out. That's what the management was indicating as well. JP Morgan is expecting a recovery from Q2 of FY24. They're expecting a recovery in the domestic two-wheeler volumes as well. The most important thing is that the risk-reward is attractive from a valuation perspective. The stock is trading at about 13.5 times FY25, which is below its historic average. So, Deven, what are your thoughts? Do you also believe that the risk-reward is favourable in stocks like Bajaj Auto?
Yeah, good morning, Sonia. Certainly, I think when you want to buy into some of the good quality businesses, the best time to buy them would be the time when I think the situation is uncertain as far as I think the market is concerned. Currently, the market is discounting the stock, as rightly mentioned by you, at around 13-14 times. And that's something which is becoming an attractive proposition. With a strong balance sheet that the company has and extremely strong and convincing product launches that they are making in these times, is suggesting that going forward, when the situation is basically becoming normal for them, they would probably start getting higher amount of revenue and the profits. The current problem is also due to the export-related issues, I think, which has come up due to, I think, variety of problems happening in the global environment. And I think these issues could possibly take around 2-3 months to get settled down, in my viewpoint. Should that happen, then probably I think export-related issues are also, I think, going out of the way. And that should be the time when the company should report relatively better numbers. But we remain relatively more confident and positive about the possibilities of the new launches that the company is making. And in such situation, we'll have relatively better amount of business to talk about. So yes, I think at current levels, it becomes a buy opportunity. Any fall is definitely a buy opportunity.
Okay, Deven, hi, morning. That's a word on Bajaj Auto. Wanted to get your thoughts on some of these city gas distribution companies. Very interesting news flow around them, right? Mahanagar Gas has done this acquisition. They want to get a little more aggressive and grow in newer areas. Today we have news on IGL. They are getting into smart meters, partnering with another company. Your thoughts and whether any of these stocks make the cut for you in terms of putting some fresh money to work?
Yes, Silpi, good morning. On one side, the prices of the gas, which basically I think the city gas distributor as a raw material cost, if this particular prices remain stable, which current environment it is suggesting so, if that remains stable, then probably I think the forward plans are absolutely in place for most of the CGD companies. They have the new circles. They have got higher amount of volume to talk about from both domestic as well as industrial users. And at the same time, I think the sustained growth is happening for this business. So from a perspective of buying into them, I think this could be a better time. Also because of the fact that the valuations have corrected. Should it correct because of the market sentiment? Should it correct further rather, I think because of the market sentiment? Then in such situation, I think they would become really an interesting proposition to buy. Such kind of utility businesses definitely, I think, provide you higher amount of visibility from the point of view of earnings over a period of time, except the point which I made about the raw material prices. If that remains stable, then possibility of, I think, you getting the better valuation at this point of time remains very high. So a buy at fall, I think that would be the view that I would put across.
Hi Deven, good morning and happy Holi. Deven, I'm wondering whether GQG is in a tight spot, right? They must be wondering what to do. They bought the stock of Adani and suddenly they're making returns of 40-50%. But be that as it may, what's the outlook on some of these Adani Group stocks? They've seen a big rally. Some of those cement assets, though ACC and Ambuja, both of them have come off the recent peak that we saw even on Monday's trading session. How would you approach both these two names in particular, ACC and Ambuja Cements?
Nigel, happy Holi to you as well, and good morning. Definitely, I think the ACC Ambuja in particular remains, I think, strong proposition. Earlier, the market was apprehensive about Adani Group's ability to fund this acquisition. I guess, I think, with the kind of money that they have started receiving and the strong cash flow which is across the group that they are having from different business operations, I would like to believe that I think ACC Ambuja takeover could possibly be completed in a due course of time, which they have projected or they have put across on paper. From that perspective, I guess I think the stock price pressure should not be seen hereafter. From the business perspective, I think both companies rather, I think remain absolutely strong and convincing from the cement business that they have. On one side, I think strong mining proposition, on the other side, strong distribution proposition because of their rail network connected with port. I would believe that these companies would have relatively better time going forward. So corrective downside in the market definitely remains, I think, an opportunity. The stock prices have recovered to a certain extent from the lows, but I would think that I think any correction in the price would remain a buy side opportunity. Overall infrastructure portfolio of Adani Group remains pretty convincing. They are already mature portfolios. They are generating cash. They are suggesting the predictability of cash generation over the next few years because of the hard assets on the ground. So from that perspective, I think I remain very convinced, and probably I think correction in the price in the stock can offer a good or long-term opportunity to the investments. I think one who is doing about 5 years and 10 years from now.
Okay. All right. Deven, thanks a lot for that. Let's do one thing. Let's take a quick commercial break. On the other side of the break, we'll tell you how to approach the markets. Looks like a gap down opening is coming, but Mitesh Thakkar and Sudarshan Sukhani will tell us how to brace ourselves for it, some technical tips and trading ideas coming up in a bit.